What I have noticed is that my brain loves clarity. Track everything. Awareness equals accountability. Use visual accountability. I set many milestones to reward myself. Build self-trust over time. I be like, girl, you ain't saying no progress because you ain't doing what you're supposed to do. I used to think that I couldn't lose weight without someone checking up on me or me being in a group environment. But I learned that accountability does not have to come from someone else. It can definitely come from you. Or let me sing it to ya. Me, myself, and I, that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out. So today, I'm sharing with you what I actually do to hold myself accountable solo dolo. What's up, ladies? My name is Rosie, and I make content to build women over 40 confidence so that they can be comfortable in their own skin and live their best life. Let's do this. Set clear and simple rules for myself. For the upcoming week, I will map out and I will, put on the calendar that I am going to do my exercise for 30 minutes for, 3 to 4 times a week, right? So I would say, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Saturday, whatever that is, because, I live by my calendar. If it ain't on my calendar, it's not getting done. So I find that I am more consistent when I map it out because I know, what I have to do in the evenings, or I know if I can sneak it in my work day or whatever, I can map it out for the week. I also do that for my meals. Again, on my calendar. If I know that I'm celebrating somebody's birthday or if I'm going out, I definitely will map it out that I have, 4 to 5 balanced meals that I have planned. And I know like maybe 2 days out of the week, I'm celebrating something, I'm going to a restaurant or whatever. I will just map things out like that, right? And then for my planned meals, I will create a checklist of what I need to go to the grocery store for at the beginning of the week. And I will plan out my meals like that. I really want to get to, doing all my meats maybe on Sundays, but for whatever reason, I haven't done that because in my mind, I like my meats to be fresh, especially when I eat them the first time. So what I have been doing is, it's not productive per se, because if I do it on Sunday, I feel like I won't have to, stop on like, Tuesday evening and prep and start doing my meals and stuff like that. But again, I'm a little weird like that. I want my meats fresh, at least for the first time I eat them. So it is a little hassle, doing it during the week, but that's the way that it's working out for me. So I may cook a meat on Sunday, and then maybe on Tuesday, I'll cook another meat and I'll have like my sides or my veggies or whatever like that, already prepped, and ready to go. That really has helped me. And I've also meal prep, right? So I have my meal prep little glass containers that once I do my meat and my veggies, I will put it in there. So I have that portion size already done and I could grab it. And that has helped me tremendously. And I never did that before. But that has helped me tremendously to, stay consistent and on track because I can just grab them. What I have noticed is that my brain loves clarity. And when I map things out, I am just more inclined to follow through because it's already there for me. Track everything. Awareness equals accountability. I track my food. I track my workouts. I track my steps, everything in my Fitness Pal. In this app, I track everything. And it's a one-stop shop. So, that is my accountability partner, because I can go back and be like, you didn't track this, you didn't, put in a entry for, your last meal, which was dinner last night. And I can hold myself accountable and say, girl, you need to do better, because how do you, look back? And I often look back because sometimes you're so busy, I forget that, if I exercise or did my 10,000 steps, sometimes with my 10,000 steps, I will do maybe half, right? And then I'll put that in my phone that I did, maybe 5,657 steps. And I need to go back and do the remainder to get to the 10,000 steps. The same thing for like my bike, my cycling. You get so busy, I'm like, did I do my cycling, yesterday? I forget. So this is my accountability partner. And I definitely, make sure that I try to stay on top of it as much as possible, because girl, we forget things over here. Use visual accountability. So I take monthly photos, and I also weigh myself once a month. That is enough for me. I'm not the type that weigh myself daily or even weekly. That's just too much, for me to track. And I just don't like it. Honestly, I really can tell if I've lost weight by my clothes. I have a pair of pants that I use as my benchmark. If I can fit those, or, if I see that they loose, I know that I am right where I'm supposed to be. So a month is good for me to know, if I have lost or gained, whatever, either way, I can track it that way. And with anything visible, it just keeps you honest, right? When you track it, because it's not emotional. You're not in your feelings. It's black or white, right? It's black and white. Either you did or you did not. Either you gained or you lost, right? It's real simple. It's not complicated at all. Create rewards and checkpoints. I set many milestones to reward myself. It could be food, right? I may reward myself with a dessert, right? I may reward myself with a nice meal out at a restaurant. I may reward myself with a spa day. It just depends on, how I'm feeling. Because you have to, reward yourself to keep yourself going, right? That's why I did not like dieting, right? Because it's so restrictive. And when I felt, that I couldn't have something, it made me want it even more. So with this type of reward system, I'm like, okay, you go 3 weeks without, the dessert or whatever, or, I may do good for a week and be like, okay, my reward is a new pair of shoes, or, it doesn't always have to be, a food or whatever if I'm trying to be my goal. But again, I try not to restrict myself too much, because I find myself wanting it more and then I fall the hell all the way off. So I feel like everything in moderation is a good way to do it, but definitely don't overindulge, which, sometimes we are human and we all can do. So these rewards keep me motivated, because I don't have anybody to clap for me, right? I don't have that accountability partner. So when I hit a milestone and I'm able to celebrate myself, it is such a wonderful feeling. Build self-trust over time. Each time I keep a promise to myself, I feel like I can rely on me, myself, and I, right? If I say that, for this week, 5 days or whatever, I'm not going to, eat any fast food, and I actually stick to it, I'm like, girl, you got this, right? Or if I say, I'm going to exercise XYZ amount of time and I keep my word no matter what, right? I really, I get excited, because so many things, can get in the way. I find that If I need to exercise, I need to do it in the morning, right? Because I just like to get it done and over with. Because so many times I've tried to do it in the, evening, and sometimes I am committed and I actually say I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna do it. But sometimes I get to going, and next thing I know, it's time to go to bed, and I'm like, girl, this is the second day you ain't exercised. So I try to do it in the morning if all possible, because that's always setting myself up for success. But I have found that the strongest partner you could ever have is in that mirror. You ain't lied to her. You are not lying to her. You can lie to your trainer if you have one. You can lie to yourself in your head. But when you look right at yourself in the mirror and you still see, those problem areas, child, I tell you, I check myself quickly. I be like, girl, you ain't saying no progress because you ain't doing what you're supposed to do. It's no reason to be in Delulu land. I don't live that way. I'm a straight shooter to myself. Like, why? Like, I know the real, right? Who am I fooling here? So I just like to looking out there and hold myself accountable. And it works for me. Having an accountability partner is amazing, right? If you can have someone that is committed just like you, and y'all could go through this process and meet your goals, it's amazing. But what I have found when I have started in group settings with people, they fall off. They fall off. They fall off. And then I eventually fall off. But I don't have an accountability partner. I am doing this alone, and I show up for myself. Is it hard? Nah, not really. Like with anything, I solo travel now. That is the ultimate accountability, right? The one where you can rely on yourself for that consistency and meeting your target. I feel like the ultimate accountability is knowing that you can remain consistent and reach your goal all by yourself. Well, that's all I have. As I always leave you, I want you to live your life to the fullest, because why? We only have 20 to 30 good summers left, and we are not going to waste them. Until next time, bye-bye.